Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost! Peekaboo. I know it's not Gucci like Jeffree Star, but you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. I'm YouTube as if famous now. Available in 2020. The album, Dad AF. Rock on Gold live from Florida. Rock on Gold Dust Woman. Beast. How are you guys doing? Oh my god, I haven't even gotten my voice yet today. I have to kind of like every day like walk into my voice. I stayed up so late last night watching Unsolved Mysteries. Well, I finished Bly Manor, so everybody was at Bly Manor. Bly Manor! Everybody was asking me on the video yesterday what I thought of finally of Bly Manor. If I had finished it, I did. I stayed up and I finished it last night. It was okay. I cried at the end of it. But the last 3 episodes were like walking through quicksand. They truly were. They were so slow. And everybody's like, it's a dark romance. It's a dark romance. And then at the very end of the whole thing, and no, this won't ruin it for you, I promise. But even one of the characters says, it's not a ghost story. It's a dark romance. And I'm like, oh, okay, now I understand where everybody's getting this dark romance business from. So anyway, I finished that. And then I made myself a bagel sandwich, and I sat out in the back patio, and I was scared to death watching the first episode of Unsolved Mysteries, the 2nd season. I had heard from so many people that started watching it that the 2nd season was horrible. I actually, and I've only watched the first episode, but I thought it was really, really good. I was very, very scared, and to the point where I locked our bedroom door last night. We're staying at a house rental in Florida, and my husband is like, why are you locking the bedroom door? And I'm like, Dad, don't you watch Unsolved Mysteries? And I have a true crime book club. You know, people are always trying to get me. So anyway, people are always trying to get me. Speaking of which, let me read some comments that I received on yesterday's video. Please hold, because I have some things I have to respond to. So, first of all, Angeline said, why does Peter keep changing the titles? Okay, this was in reference to a Jeffree Star video that I did the other day. And this actually happened to me on 2 videos, right? So sometimes I upload videos on my phone, and unless you actually type in the video title, you have to put it in once you like upload the video, if that makes sense. Like I usually upload it on my phone because it's faster. And then I'll like change the title and the description and everything once I get it up before I post it live. Well, for some reason on my phone, they've been going like immediately to public. And that means like if you've ever posted a video on YouTube, it just like immediately is live as soon as it's done uploading. Well, I didn't know that on the first one. And I usually title them new, like my new video, so I know which one to find. But I had actually titled it Jeffree, and so everybody was like, you just titled this video Jeffree, and now you're changing the title. No, I wasn't changing the title of the video. Well, I did change the title of the video, but only because, like, that wasn't the real title. Do you guys get what I'm saying? So, Angelina, thank you for bringing that up. I really, really appreciate it. And then, hold on a second. Let me get my glasses on for this one. Svetty Lou said, so are we calling you Pam now? Okay, listen, because yesterday I said I'd always wanted to change my name, like the spelling of my name. And, well, the funny story I was going to tell you yesterday that I didn't include on here was that actually I always thought, because my middle initial is Alexander, and I thought PA, because I wanted to be like initials, sounded stupid. And then as I got older, there was this... there was this tennis coach in our town that was like, I don't know, he was from like Sweden or somewhere, and all of the mothers in our town like thirsted over him, and his name was PA, and they all loved him, and I was like, oh my god, I could have been PA all this time? I was so bitter, but then it was like, if I had changed my name, then they would have been like, you're just trying to be like PA the tennis coach. Anyway, I was 10 at the time. Okay, and yeah, my mom did thirst after him. She and all her girlfriends. Okay, so then Tuesday said, oh no, Unsolved Mysteries 2 hasn't gotten a good review. Oh, I'm so bummed. I'm going to watch it anyways. It isn't getting a great review, but I have to tell you, I thought the first one was really good. I thought it held its own. So, all right. And then someone said, oh my god, who is this? Leslie said, oh my god, please get the OnlyFans for $10 and do a video on it, referring to Andre Marhol's OnlyFans. I've actually thought about... Oh my lord! I've actually thought about paying the $10 of the OnlyFans for Andre Marhold and doing a live reaction. So if you would like that, please let me know. Yes, I am making my own iced coffees while I'm in Florida. Hold on a second, please. All right. And yes, I do have my drama phone right here. But I don't feel like answering at this minute. Okay, and then do I have any more of these? Oh, hold on, another one. Sarah said, is Velvet Trap another way of him saying Velvet Taco, which is ... Oh. I don't know if that's Jeffree's way of saying Velvet Taco. But I do have to tell you, I got quite a few people yesterday defending this whole bear trap analogy. That apparently Jeffree Star is Velvet Trap is modeled after a bear trap. Well, if you Google bear trap, you do find a trap that looks very, very similar to the trap that Jeffree Star used for the Velvet Trap, ad campaign. But if you Google traps and you start doing a little bit of research, you also come up with, hold on a second, let me find this. It's called a gin trap. And it's actually an old trap from back in the day. Here it is, hold on a second. A common application of the gin, and here I will put a picture up for you right here. A common application of the gin trap was in the control of smaller ground vermin in its various forms, such as rats, mice, weasels, and stoats. And you can find many pictures of gin traps that look exactly like the trap that Jeffree Star used in his ad campaign, trapping such animals. So, there you go on all the speculations. Speaking of Jeffree Star, should we talk about some Jeffree Star should we talk about some Jeffree Star drama? Drama, mama. Bahama mama. Okay, I broke out a little bit too long of a song and dance for a moment there. Now, should we get into some Jeffree Star drama, mama? Okay, I think we should, before we get into the Jaclyn Hill thing. So, let's talk about Jeffree Star. Yesterday, I did a video on how Jeffree Star supposedly might have a new man. I called him his sleepover friend. Apparently, people had all kinds of things they wanted to say about that, about sleepovers. People said they were bringing sleepovers back. Oh, my Lord, I know. And it was so funny because my husband and I, we were sitting there talking last night because we're going out to dinner with some friends of ours tonight. And we haven't seen them for a while, and they got engaged like a year ago. And so we were like in this group text. Don't you hate group text? Oh my Lord, I hate group text so much. So anyway, at the end of it, my friend, after we were going to dinner, she was like, yeah, and then why don't you come back to our house for a nightcap, right? And so we were talking last night, and I was telling Alex about, he goes, what was your video about? My husband, he doesn't know who any of these people are, okay? He could care less about Jeffree Star. If Jeffree Star came up and bit him on the face, he'd be like, could you back up, please? Your breath stinks. He'd be like, I don't know you, okay? He don't know none of these people. He don't care, okay? He didn't know who Shane Dawson was when he met him. We were sitting there, and he was like, now what? He looked at Shane Dawson. My husband looked at Shane Dawson. Please hold 1 second. Oh my Lord, this video does not want to be made. Okay, so if you watch my vlog, you'll know why I'm sitting in here today and not out there. Are you ready for this? Our shower broke, night 1, raw sewage coming up out of the shower. They've been here fixing it ever since. So he's just telling me that he finally got it fixed and he's leaving. They're very, very nice. They're really, really nice. These guys have been working out here. But they're like, do you talk about sleepover friends? They were here till 8 o'clock last night. I mean, you know what I mean? But anyway, so my husband, he doesn't know who any of these people are, okay? He don't know Shane Dawson. Shane Dawson bit him in his face, like I said. Well, we meet Shane Dawson in Las Vegas. This is years ago, you know? And he looked at Shane and he goes, so now what do you do? I wonder what he would say to that today. You know what I mean? He asked Shane today, well, what do you do? Anyway, so we were talking about this because Alex was asking me, he was like, what was your video about? And I said, well, I was talking about Jeffree Star's new sleepover friend. And Alex goes, what's a sleepover friend? He goes, and I said, it's like you're effing, but you just don't tell nobody. I guess is what it is, you know? Because he said, you know, like we were doing, he just doesn't want to say it's his boyfriend. So anyway, so I said, that's what it is. And then he goes, sleepover friend. He goes, like, our friend said that. He was like, did you see she mentioned for us to have a sleepover? And I go, what are you talking about? I didn't see it I'm like up close and personal on this camera. You're sitting in a windowsill. True story. You don't believe me? Here, I'll show you. Look, there you go. You can see outside. Okay, don't get too excited about it. But anyway, he goes, yeah, she said that we could sleep over to her house. I go, where did you see that? And he goes, and so I'm like reading back through the text, and I go, all she said was that we could come over to her house for a nightcap. And he goes, yeah, isn't that what a nightcap? I said, oh, you're so sweet. I go, now my husband, he is from Venezuela. He is from Venezuela. His first language is Spanish. I said, what did you think a nightcap was? He goes, well, back in the day when people invited me back for a nightcap, that always meant a sleepover. And I was like, I don't need to know about all that, okay? Listen, we're married folk today, so anyway. But I guess that's what Jeffree Star thinks it is, too. You know what I mean? Okay, so anyway. But apparently he's got him a new sleepover friend. It's not Andre Marhold anymore. But people were speculating that was Andre Marhold. Well, then I started getting sent this, a picture from this account. Now, I want to give credit where credit's due, so I will link them in the comment section below. And their Instagram account is Gossip of the City. Now, they are a private account, so you have to follow them. I followed them. They accepted my followship. Oh my God, I woke up today and I felt like, oh my Lord, they allowed me into the secret lair, okay? So it's Gossip of the City. Well, they post this picture here. I'll put it up here somewhere so you can see it. You know what they said? It was horrible. They said he bought a new toy. Gossip of the City, my Lord. But anyway, you can see that on the left-hand side is the picture that I posted yesterday in my video, and on the right-hand side is another picture, and they have it, like, you know, watermarked, so you can't steal their pictures. Do not be stealing their pictures. That's not nice to do. You need to credit people when credit's due. So anyway, there it is. There's the pictures that they used, or they found of him. Now, I have to tell you what's real interesting is, I didn't find this, but I started getting DMs left and right from people telling me that Jeffree Star had taken down that picture. So I went into his Instagram story last night. Sure as Christmas. There it is. Sure as Christmas. Sure as Christmas. Not as Halloween, because trick-or-treating ain't happening this year. But sure as Christmas, he had taken down the picture of the guy. So now I'm thinking to myself, okay, you would have gotten less drama if you hadn't posted a picture of this guy whatsoever, okay? Now, Jeffree Star went into this whole thing, remember? When he started, like, doing whatever he was doing with this guy. He was like, God, I'm so tired of everybody talking about it. It's boring drama. Why does anybody care? Well, because you posted the pictures, okay? So he literally just learned this lesson like 2 months ago. Unless Jeffree Star is the stupidest person on the face of the earth and something literally happens, the exact same thing happens to him a month ago, and he doesn't learn his lesson, okay? No, this is where Jeffree Star absolutely 100% craves drama, and he wants people to act like he doesn't care about drama. Why I continue to make videos about this fool when he just craves it left and right is beyond me. I shouldn't, right? But I know people want to hear about it. So anyway, so Jeffree Star just said, I don't know why people care about what I'm doing or who I'm doing it with, blah, 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 whatever. Well, because you posted it, okay? So you spread your relationship with Nathan all over the internet. Well, I'll grant you that, okay? I think that's fair. But then you put this guy up that you've really just been having sleepover parties with for what, like a week or two, that Andre Marhold. Okay, then you accuse this Andre Marhold of stealing from you, and you said that you didn't really know anything about him, okay? So then people would say, well, maybe Jeffree, next time you like have somebody into your house and stuff, that maybe you get to know him a little bit more. And then he turns around after he's tired of people talking drama about who he's doing, and then he puts a picture of some other dude up at his house. No, this is contrived drama. Now, this is 100% contrived drama. If you go back to my video where I first talked about Andre Marhold, and I said, I'll believe this 3 months down the road if this guy's still sticking around and we'll see what's going on. He's got a second guy up here now. And I'm sorry, but somebody, you guys, this is the second black gentleman that Jeffree Star has had that is like hanging out in robes around his house. I mean, am I the only one that doesn't think that's problematic? I'm just asking. I think at this point, it's like he's making a mockery of it, which is really, like, I'm having a serious moment right now. Like, it's really rather problematic. Like, I don't even know another word to use, you guys, that I want to say on here. Like, it's bad. Like, and I know people are going to be like, well, it's really not that big of a deal. I think it is. I really think it is at this point. That he's replacing props with people. So that's just how it feels to me. That's how it appears to me. I don't know. It really says a lot about what Jeffree Star thinks about, if this is what he's putting out into his present and to demonstrate who he is today, and it's just one guy. It doesn't really matter who the person is, but there's certain things that are consistent about them. but he won't address the issues of the past. Like, this is really troublesome to me. Very, very troublesome to me. So anyway, enough of that. I don't know who this person is. I don't know how long they'll be around. I'm sure not long. I'm sure that Jeffree Star has no intention of having this person be in his life for long, because I have a feeling that that's not... You know, like, Andre Marhold put out this YouTube channel and said if I reached 100,000 subscribers, like, I'll tell the tea. If Andre Marhold was smart at all, and if Andre Marhold had any kind of integrity, this would be when he would talk about whatever the deal was behind the scenes. But he can't, because he probably signed some NDA, which Jeffree Star knows, right? But this would be when he would come out and be like, no, like, Jeffree Star chose to use me at this period of time. Because we still don't know how he and Jeffree Star ever met or where they started talking. I mean, Jeffree's always talking about how all these athletes are hitting him up in his DMs and stuff like that, but with absolutely no proof. Okay, so you found this second-tier athlete, okay, from Atlanta that you had never seen before, and, like, when you watch any of Andre Marhold's Instagram stories, like, the guy is literally, like, their lives are so completely different that I don't know. I'm so baffled by the whole thing, that the whole thing for me is a publicity stunt. And if it is a publicity stunt, do you guys really realize what that says? Like, that is 100 times more problematic than anything that has really happened in the past. And I think we're really minimizing how really problematic it is, you know? All right, let's talk about Jaclyn Hill, because I can't talk about that anymore today. It's really sad to me. It's really when you're talking about the value of a person, and you're talking about the value of somebody's worth and their integrity, and the value of somebody's pride in themselves, you know? And the whole thing makes me really, really sad that to Jeffree Star, it just means nothing. It absolutely means nothing whatsoever. All right, let's get into, at least it appears that way. At least it appears that way. Let's get into the Jaclyn Hill thing. So, I noticed that on Jaclyn Hill's Instagram, please hold while I get into all of this, I was joking about the Gucci fan because Jeffree Star, he posted this picture where he was flipping a Gucci fan. I know, who'd care, right? Okay, let's get into this. Jaclyn Hill started posting on her Instagram story. She posted all these things in a row. And the first one said, I will just read them to you. I'm not going to post them up here, but they're just like little showings. This is the best memory I have from living in LA last year. Hands down, this moment was completely unplanned and 100% organic. I felt like a kid again, and I am so thankful for friends like Amber who bring my inner child out. I have no idea who Amber is. Oh, it was a video that she had up there. I'm sorry, it was with her friend. I will actually post some of these if I will. Then she said, she posted the next picture. She said, this was 5 minutes before jumping into the ocean. I was so sad at this point last year, you guys. I was trying so hard to fake a happy life for social media. Can't you see it in my eyes? It's hard for me to even look at pictures from this period. And it's really sad, you know, I really had never noticed it until she pointed it out. And she said, look at my eyes. And I'm like, her eyes do look really sad there. But then she references this ad campaign down in a second. And I'm like, your eyes look exactly the same to me in the ad campaign as they do here. So I don't maybe, what? I'm confused. So then she says, I felt so undeserving of this award. It was the American Influencer Award. I was ashamed of who I had let myself become and still believe 1,000 other influencers deserve recognition more than me. Well, I mean, Nikita Dragon gets nominated for every award every single year. She never posts videos and she never does anything. So I don't know who I think is deserving of any of those awards anymore, because I don't think they mean anything. But I think that's nice that Jaclyn Hill said that. She says, and then my highlighter campaign restored faith in me. I've never talked about this, but I cried so much on set, because having these beautiful women stand next to me, hyping me up and holding me up, restored my faith within myself in a way I will never forget. It was such a powerful moment. And then she said, another random fact, this moment was so special to me because I have never been naked before on camera. I felt it was so important to be vulnerable and uncomfortable because that's exactly where I was at in my life. And that was the one that I was talking about. Like, her eyes don't look a whole lot different in that one than they do before. But I do think that that's an absolutely beautiful picture of her. So then, Jaclyn Hill comes out on Twitter, I think it might have actually been before, and somebody said, yeah, whenever she posts emotional stuff, it's because she's about to sell something big. She psychologically manipulates people a lot before a big drop. She does this days, weeks, or a month before. And you know what? I mean, Jaclyn Hill can say whatever she wants to say, but historically, and I've proven it on this channel before, it is true. That's what she does. That is what she's known for. I'm not saying that Jaclyn Hill is not going to change her pattern of how she's done things in the past. I mean, I look rough this morning. I need some concealer and some rouge. That's much better. Okay. I'm not saying that down the road that, you know, maybe she can be known for something different. But that is truly what Jaclyn Hill is known for. She's known for doing this whole relatability emotional act, and then, oh, I have lipsticks coming out. Jaclyn, it's only fair to say that. If you start changing who you are, which I have to say in the last 6 months, Jaclyn has been really, she comes out and she says something here in a second about this. She's been posting a lot of stuff on Twitter and Instagram and other things, and she hasn't been posting any, or she hasn't released any products after that. So, you know, I think she's starting to change a little bit. I would like to personally see her posting more on YouTube, because I like watching Jaclyn's videos, you know. I think she forgets the truth sometimes in her video. I'm just saying, okay, if you've watched Jaclyn for a long time, or if you've done your research. But, I mean, like, I think that she's starting to get more comfortable again. I think the thing is, you know, that the lipstick really, past the drama, past people questioning her, past all that, I really think that the lipsticks, I think she thought she was going to come out and this was going to be a one and done. Like, I mean, it is the greatest lipsticks you have ever had in your entire life. I think her confidence level was at a 10 out of 10. I think she was so prepared to take over the world. And I think this happened, and I really, literally think it was like somebody pulled the rug out from underneath her, and she was not expecting it whatsoever. And I do think that she's gone through this emotional hell for like the last, you know, year and a half since it happened, because she totally wasn't expecting it. Have you ever had something like that happen to you? Like when you totally expect, like, you know, the greatest things in the entire world, and you feel deserving of them, and you feel like, oh, everything is going well, and then it's just like the bottom is pulled out from underneath you. It's horrible feeling, you know? So anyway, I mean, I think she's trying to get herself back up there. I think it's going to be very important who she aligns herself with going forward, and she's kind of indirectly aligning herself with Jeffree Star, and I don't think that is a smart move. I think at this point, if I were Jaclyn Hill, I would come out and say, this whole, like, let's play Switzerland and like, let's not take a side either way in the beauty community is not working. It just isn't. I think it's really a smart time. Like, Nikki Tutorials isn't really doing a whole lot with other people. I think it's a really smart look. I think, you know, none of these people, you know, got to where they are today without having collabs and things like that with other people, but they don't need that anymore. I really think going forward, most of them should do stuff independently. I think Jaclyn Hill should not do a whole lot of stuff or back a whole lot of other people right now. I think, you know, to even come out and say, I'm not going to review other beauty influencers' products, I think it's totally fine, and say, you know what, it's too problematic and I'm just not going to do anybody's anymore. And if they don't like me for it, then they don't like me for it. But they're afraid to do that because then they're going to afraid that nobody will push their products next. Okay, so then Jaclyn Hill comes out and she retweets this and she says, just so everyone knows, I'm not releasing another product till 2021, and my last product was in 2019. I am not about to launch a product. So sick of seeing comments like this, right? And then all these people are really supportive of her. Someone says, I love seeing you active on social media. That's why I follow you. Haha, these losers trying to find the correlation and everything. Well, it's not losers. I'm sorry. And it's not that we're losers, it's that there's truth to that. And for a long time, Jaclyn wouldn't post anything unless she was having a release. It's absolutely the truth, and it's been shown with evidence. So no, we're not losers. We're just people bringing up the past, because that has been, you know, the typical of what Jaclyn has done in the past. And like I said, I'm not saying that Jaclyn won't change, but like Jaclyn needs to focus on why people think that way, okay? And the way that people think that way is because of what she's done, okay? So she's trying to change, and I get that, and I respect that. Okay, then somebody else said, I want you to succeed, Jaclyn. I want you to push past this. However, I hope you understand that the lipstick situation will be with you until you release another amazing products consistently. And I think you will in 2021. And someone responds and says, but why? It was a mistake. She isn't the first and won't be the last. Why is Jaclyn the only one who gets that held over her head? Nobody is perfect. And you know what? And I totally agree with that, okay? In retrospect now, looking back, Jeffree Star has had a lot of problems with releases of his that people refuse to address, that I brought up on my videos, and I'm like, this is so crazy to me that people are having complaints about all this kind of stuff, but they're not talking about it anywhere else. Nobody else is talking about it, right? But Jaclyn Hill is held to a different esteem, I guess. And I do think it's crap, and there's been a lot of other brands that have had problems like that. I don't know that I necessarily think that the lipsticks will be held over Jaclyn Hill's head. I I mean, I'll reference them in talking about it because I think it's important in understanding the history, but I don't hold them over her head, and I definitely want Jaclyn to be successful. I say this on all of my videos. I don't know why you would want anybody not to be successful. I want everybody in the world to be successful. I want Jaclyn Hill to have the most successful launch in the entire world. You know, I want Jeffree Star to have the most successful launch in the entire world. I just want him to work on being a nicer human being while he's doing that, because all the money and the biggest business in the world doesn't mean anything if you're not nice to people and you're a shit person. Sorry, 25 cents to the Quest jar, but it's the truth, right? It doesn't mean anything, you know? I mean, typically in movies, yes, the villain is very powerful, but very lonely and not really inspiring or motivating a lot of people. I would rather in this world have no money and no great esteem or anything like that, and have one person say, hey, something that you shared really motivated or inspired me, just one person, than have everything in the world that Jeffree Star has, you know? But so I think it's gonna be, you know, really important what Jaclyn Hill does going forward. But I think a lot of Jaclyn's fans are ready to accept her back. I think they're ready to buy her new products and things like that. I just saw Raw Beauty Christie was tweeting her yesterday. She said something about her palette to her yesterday. Hold on. And I think a lot of people, you know, are really supportive of Jaclyn at this point. And yet again, this is where I'm talking about, hold on a second, let me pull up Raw Beauty Christie's. This is yet again where I feel like Jaclyn wants to focus on the negative instead of the positive. Hold on a second, they're talking about, okay, where is it? I know I just saw this and Jaclyn tweeted her back. Hold on a second. I knew it was on here. I felt like I was losing my mind. So this was 3 days ago. Christy tweeted, petition for the Jaclyn Cosmetics Accent Light Highlighter Palettes to come back as a permanent item. Please, they are that. B-I-T-C-H. I wear my Flash palette every single day. And Jaclyn responded, "Aw, thank you, girl. I am so glad to hear you love them. Sadly, they aren't coming back, but I'm working on something just as good." So see, Jaclyn, there are lots of us out there, including myself, that want you to be successful, that want you to be everything that you are. I think at this point, you know, Jaclyn's just got to do Jaclyn. She's got to release what she wants to release and have fun with it. I think that she's slowly gotten back to feeling comfortable in her own skin. There's this idea in this world that when we have a fall from grace, it's the worst thing that can possibly happen, but I'm not a believer in that, you know? I'm a believer that humbling moments really bring us back to the core of who we are. I'm a very spiritual person. I'm not a religious person, but I'm a very spiritual person. And, you know, I believe that humbling moments and teachable moments and lessons in life are moments for growth, you know? And when we say we want to be the, you know, the best version of ourselves that we can be on a daily basis, you know, you hear people throw this around a lot. And I'm somebody that says it a lot, but if you go to my Peterisms channel, I actually show over there the things that I do to grow as a person. I talk about prayer, I talk about meditation, I talk about gratitude lists, I talk about inventory, I talk about evaluation, I talk about working with a counselor, I talk about working with my sponsor, I talk about my support network, on and on and on, right? Well, humbling, teachable moments, if you are open to them, are moments for growth. And one of the things that my sponsor always says to me when I go to her with like a big issue, you know, if something like if I had been Jaclyn with the lipsticks and go to her, she would say, this is an opportunity for growth. Are you going to take it or are you going to deny it? And that is in life where we choose to grow or not. And I think that's the difference why we see some people like Jeffree Star lack growth, because he's not open to the opportunity for growth and he's not open to the lesson, but we see other people grow. And I think this is Jaclyn Hill's moment to decide whether or not she continues to grow as a human being. And I have to say, over the last 6 months to a year, I've really kind of seen her try to become a better person. I really have seen her do that. And I'm hopeful for her. I hope that one day she looks back on all this and she realizes, wow, there was a lesson in those lipsticks, you know? Maybe I was too cocky. Maybe I was too arrogant. Maybe I was too prideful. And now I look back on it and I realize you can be at the top of your game and you can fall too, you know? And I'm only human. I'm doing the best job that I can do on a daily basis. Maybe that's what she needed to realize. But do I think that Jaclyn deserves all the good in the world? Absolutely. As do you. And I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.